8/20, 2020. NASDAQ 100 is what we have right here. I have a weekly chart. Today, on an intraday level, everyone, we actually hit 100% overbought because we did. Here is what we're looking at. When we hit that 100% overbought again, it was the Amazons, the ones that we trade. It was the Teslas. Yes, it was. And it was Apple again. And it was. And it drove the NASDAQ 100 to 100% overbought on a weekly. And it did today. And I have that before me so that everyone can see it. And we ended up at 99.008%. So once we hit that extreme, then there was intraday drops. It's all contributed to tomorrow's options expiration Friday. And they took the gap downs, and then the algorithms went to work right away. And then once again, you had a lot of people, and those people are hedge fund managers. They're trying to get that fast game, and they can bid these stocks up as well, along with the algorithms, so they get tied in together and whatnot. What I can say is it reminds me of 1999 all over again on the NASDAQ 100. Greatest bull run. Oh boy, how nice it's been. But when we get overbought, we're going to get pullbacks like this. We're going to get dips like that. They come back. And then what happens is you take those key stocks, particularly Apple, and they ran it up going into the stock split. Again, made newer highs. And what did that do? It drove up the futures market, and it entered that extreme overbought. So I would say to be very cautious right about now. And when you go through new highs, then you get so overbought that you have to come down. And we did hit that. I was very surprised. I'll be honest about it. And I was. I didn't think it would get that overbought. But when you have algorithms chasing each other, you can get them to bid these things up so high that they get this overbought. So, as of right now, because the biggest side of the market moved today for the call side of the market, yes, it did. So the call side got that big bump today. And so tomorrow, with Friday expiration, we're going to see if there is a reversal or sellers could show up because the algos can change and head back down and sell the bids down. And that's the other thing that happens in the first stage. So we've been through many stages as we have. And when we get to them, they're always the same as they are. And then it's about discipline and letting those extreme indicators play out to such an extreme that, bam, all of a sudden, big, big drops happen intraday moving forward. So, once again, we've been down this road. We've seen this picture. It happened here just recently. Now we're right back up there again in that particular zone. So it's going to be a lot harder for those leadership stocks that are splitting to keep this thing going. And one of the things that we do want to make clear is the rate of change is where that overbought stochastic really comes into play, as it does and always has. So that's another thing that we're talking about, is that when you do hit these extremes, that is when you get pullbacks, and you will. And we've been over this together many times. And so if you're buying at the highs, you don't want to get caught. And you don't. So beware. Once again, we have had that extreme, very extreme level of overbought that hit the NASDAQ 100. It also was the same way on the NASDAQ composite. And so we're going to be following tomorrow for the options expiration on all key indexes and those leadership stocks that made the big moves today. What is price action going to be tomorrow? And once again, there's a time to know when to sell. And we have seen it. We went through these many times here. And we are in that phase. And once again, it's phase one. And it hit phase one. And it actually went past phase one because it got 100% overbought on the weekly chart, the one that we have right here. And it did. One of the things I'm going to point out is that change, that rate of momentum, when we do change, it will happen in the futures market first. And then the overbought stocks that drove it up to these overbought levels will have pullbacks. And so pullbacks can be very large. And once again, beware. NASDAQ 100 stocks, NASDAQ 100 index at the top, hit stage one, actually went past it, hit intraday 100% overbought. And it did. So, if you're holding and you got the good gains, you always got to know when to sell and sell into it.